Hello everyone. In this video, I will demonstrate how to write single table queries using SQL in Oracle. Please watch my other videos before you watch this one. In my earlier videos, I have discussed basic fundamentals and also how to create tables and load information in those tables. So let's get started here. Let's discuss the first one. So we have 5 tables: customer, item, order line, orders, and rep. So let's say we want to list the number, name, and balance for all customers. This is coming from customer table here. So all I had to do is here I'm gonna say select from customer, and I do that first select from customer because then it's gonna give me this intelligence here which I can use to select the fields. So I can say I need customer number, enter, comma, space, and then name, enter, comma, space, and then balance from all the customer. Okay, so and then I can press control enter to run the query in a table mode, or you can highlight this one, say execute this one. This is like a script mode. This is showing you in a script format. And if you want table format, if you hover over it, it says that either you can select and run this one, or you can do control enter. So if you do this one, this is going to give you in a table format. So that was the first query. Let's go to the second one. List the complete item table. So if you want to list the complete table, you have to do select star from item, right? So that's going to give you a complete item table with all the fields and all the records in them. Okay, so let's move to the third one. So here we gonna be using Vera Clause to select the records that we want. For example, here uh, what is the name of the customer with customer number 126. So I'm gonna say here again select from customer. All right, I want to select the name, and I want to select the name for a particular customer, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say where customer number equals in single quote 126. Now, why in single quotes? Because this is not a number. It's been described as a uh, character data or varchar data. So that's why we are doing to that in single quotes. And again, I discussed this in my earlier videos. So if you watch those videos, you'll come to know what I'm talking about here. So it gives me the name. Toys Geller is the name of that customer whose number is 126. So here we have selected only one record matching our criteria. That's something I have to keep in mind. Let's continue with the where clause. Find the name of each customer located in the city of Grove. So I'm just gonna copy this one. Only thing that's changing is the city. So I'm gonna say where city equals Grove. Okay, and we are including that in single quotes because again that's a string data type. Okay, so let's move on to the fifth one. Find the name, balance, and credit limit for all customers with balances that exceed their credit limit. Okay, so we need to find the name balance. So I'm going to say select from customer. So I want to say customer name balance credit limit customer where their balances exceed their credit limit. So balance is greater than their credit limit. Okay, so there is only one guy whose balance is more than his credit limit. That's cards and more. That's the name of the customer. Okay, so this is how you would do little more complex queries. So moving on, as we move down the order, we're gonna see we will be creating more advanced queries here. So let's use compound condition. List the descriptions of all items that are located in store number 3 and for which there are more than 25 units on hand. So item table. So if you expand item table here, you see that we have storehouse there. Okay, and we have units on hand, which is 25, and we need to put filter on these two fields. So we're gonna be concatenating two conditions here. So let's do that. Select from item. So we need to list the description of all items where storehouse is there. So storehouse equals single quote 3, because again this is a text data or string data type, and um, on hand equals 25. Okay, now 25 is not included in single quotes because this is numerical data. That's something you have to keep in mind. Okay, so let me see what did I do wrong here. Oh, not equal to, greater than. Okay, more than 25 units. So that's why we don't have anything exactly equal to 25, but more than 25. Okay, so we got our data here. Let's move on to the next one. Use the compound statement again. List the description of all items that are not in storehouse 3. So I'm gonna copy this one. It's exactly similar, and we can do this in a couple of ways. I'm gonna show you both the ways here. Okay, did I miss one here? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed one here. More than 25. So this I answered for number 6, and number 7 is the same one but with the OR operator. Okay, so here we have the OR operator, and there we had the AND operator. So here instead of the AND we have to say OR. So what difference is going to make? You will fetch all the records either meeting uh, of the two conditions. So either the warehouse equals 3 or on hand greater than 25. So it's going to retrieve more records than here, because here we have to match both the conditions in order to retrieve the record, but here we can match any one of the two conditions to fetch records. So we're going to get more records here. So now I'm moving on to number 8 here. Description of all items that are not in storehouse 3. So where storehouse, I'm gonna say not is indicated by this symbol here, uh, less than greater than symbol. Okay, so it's gonna give me all the description where the warehouse is not 3. You can do similar query in another way. I'm gonna say, or another way is I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna say where warehouse is not equals 3. So where I'm gonna negate this statement. I'm gonna say not warehouse equals 3. So don't need to be in parentheses, but it makes it more readable. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. So this is how you would negate the condition using between operator. So let's say this one, list the number, name, balance of all customer with balances greater than or equal to $2,000 here. Okay, and less than equal to 5,000. Okay, so we're gonna use here select from customer, we want to select the number, customer number, customer name, and balance. For customer, I'm gonna say where balance between 2000 and 5000. Okay, you can see all the balances are between 2000 and 5000. So here the question is, what if the customer has balance of exactly $2000, or what if the customer has a balance of exactly $5000? Will those record be fetched? And the answer is yes. So this is inclusive of 2000 and 5000. Okay, this could be done in another way, using our greater than equal to operators. I'm gonna show you to you here. So, or let's do it another way here. So I'm gonna say balance is greater than equal to 2000 and balance less than equal to 5000. So see how I did it. Okay, so we have to repeat the balance twice here because these are two different conditions. Between operator, we just indicate numbers. Okay, but they're giving you the same results. Okay, so we got the 4 there, we got the 4 here. Okay, so moving on to number 10 here. Okay, so using computed columns. Okay, find the number, name, and available credit, which is calculated as the credit limit minus the balance for each customer. So I'm gonna say select from customer. I'm gonna say we need to select the customer number, customer name, and I'm gonna say here let's say I'm gonna put a calculated field here, credit limit minus balance. Okay, this is how you put the calculated field. So we have two fields there. If you see here, we have credit limit and balance. So if you subtract the balance from the credit limit, you will get available credit from customer. Okay, so this is how you would calculate it, and if you run it, it's going to give you that those details here. But you see the name of the column here, it doesn't look that good. It's putting the formula there. So we can create an alias. So we can say as, in double quotes, we can say available credit. Okay, and that will put as that one as a column heading, which looks nicer. Okay, so moving on, using again computed columns. So find the number, name, and available credit for each customer with at least 5000 of available credit. Okay, so we're going to use the same one, so same query with one more additional detail. I'm going to say where, we need to put the condition on the where clause, and the available credit is at least $5000, right? So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna copy this formula here. We need to put the condition on this one, is at least means greater than equal to 5000, right? So that's these are the records where the credit limit is more than $5000. Okay, so let me try to use round here if I can use it. Round this, I'm gonna put this one here and see. It's not rounding. I need to do some research on that one. Not gonna do it right now. So let's move on to the number 12 here. So list the number, name, and complete address of each customer located on a street that contains letter Columbus. So we have to use like operator here. So if you see the street, we want if there is a letters called Columbus or the name called Columbus appearing anywhere in the address, we want to fetch all those records. So we're gonna say here, select from customer, we want to fetch customer name, number, customer name, address, which is the street here. So we want to put condition where street, like we're gonna say percent, we need to single quote percent, and we're gonna say Columbus percent here and single quote. Okay, so anywhere that's identified here, so we have to see what's the problem. Invalid street, that was the misspell there. Okay, so it's going to give you there's only one record, and you see the Columbus is appearing in the middle, and that's what it dismisses. Percent symbols means I don't care how many characters are there before the word Columbus, and here percent means I don't care how many characters are there after Columbus. Okay, but if you want to do, if you want to fetch all the records where Columbus is appearing as a first word, then you have to take this one out. So that means that the first word has to be Columbus, and then I don't care how many characters are there after the word Columbus, and obviously this should not fetch any record, right? So likewise, if you do here, if you want last word to be Columbus and you don't care how many characters are there before the word Columbus, this is how you would do it, and we don't have any records for this in our data set as well. So something you have to keep in mind. So let's do the in operator. Okay, say using the in operator, list the number, name, and credit limit for each customer with the credit limit of 5,000, 10,000, and 15,000. Okay, so name, I'm gonna copy this one, and here instead of the street we want credit underscore limit, right? So here what we can do is we can do it two ways. Easiest way is where credit underscore limit in operator, so we can list all those numbers there, not including these numbers in single quotes because they are numbers, numerical values, 10,000 and 15,000. Okay, and this is how you would do the in operator. Okay, so table or view does not exist, again misspell here customer. Okay, and you can see it's going to fetch all those records where you have customers with this credit limit, so it's matching either 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000. Okay, and you can do it other way as well, which is slightly extended way and maybe easier than the in operator for some, but you're gonna say where credit limit, equals, we're gonna use a bunch of equal to statement, 5,000 or credit underscore limit equals 10,000. I'm gonna copy this one, or credit limit equals 15,000. Okay, this will produce the same result. Okay, but In operator, we can simply put the matching values in the parentheses, and all the records matching this value will be fetched. Okay, this is how you use the in operator. Now, using order by clause, if you want to sort the data by a certain field, you can use order by clause. So list the number, name, and balance of each customer, and order dot put in the ascending order by balance. So ascending means increasing order of the balance. Okay, so let me copy this thing here again. So we want, instead of the credit limit, we want balance from customer, right? uh, so we just need to use order by balance. Okay, and okay, so balance, that should be it. Let's run this one. So you see, in the increasing order of the balance is there. All right, so let me try to use round here. Let's say I want to round it to 2 decimal places. So I guess I'm going to use round, and I'm going to say I want to round this to 2 decimal places. Okay, yeah, so this is working. It's 2 decimal places. If you want 0 decimal places, probably you can just say 0, or maybe just round it to the, I guess by default is 2, but you know, just, well, I would do more research on this one. I don't know why it's not working. I thought it should work, but let's not focus there right now. So let's do more complicated sorting here. So here we want to list the number, name, and credit limit of each customer, and we have to order the customer by the name within descending order of the credit limit. So that means we have to first sort the order in the descending um, order of credit limit, and within that we have to order the customer in the ascending order. Okay, so let's do this. So we want, so this is the one we want, so I'm gonna say here, copy this one. Okay, so we want to order by credit limit. DESC means descending order. Okay, so you want to sort the data in the descending order of the credit limit, and then within that we want to sort in the ascending order of the customer. So we're just gonna say here customer underscore name. Okay, so if you run this one, you see this is first coming out to be in the descending order, right? Within that, if you see a particular limit here, let's say this one 7,500, right? This is in, within this one is going to be all in ascending order. So you see these are all in ascending order within that sort. That's how you do the multiple sorting. That's something you have to keep in mind. Okay, so we're gonna start count function here, which is like a grouping function. So for the time being, I'm gonna stop here. Thank you very much for listening.